it's a great joy. I mean, being with the family, seeing the family members, seeing people that I've not seen for so long, and it's really wonderful feeling to me. And all the landscapes and all the beautiful places and that I've missed for so long. Even the food, the weather, the climate, everything. It's a great joy each time I go back. Emmanuel Tima. I'm from Cameroon and now living here in Thailand. I'm a professional teacher, and so teaching is my job. Cameroon is not as famous as most of the countries are, but it's well known for a few things, particularly in sports, in football. It's a beautiful country with a lot of diversity, probably more than 200 local languages in Cameroon, and a lot of diversity and variety also in the landscape. You have the desert lands, you have the mountain regions, the forest regions, and rich in a lot of natural resources. Hi, as you can see, I'm putting on one of the Cameroonian costumes. We are a very diverse country culturally, and we have so many different type of costumes. This one is traditionally worn by the Muslim regions. We call it agbada. There are many types of designs and many types of styles. So you can see that it's quite big. Actually, what made me to move to Thailand, it's a mixture of both the situations back home in Cameroon. So the political situation and the economic situation, probably the most thing that caused many people to move and look for greener pastures. And to be able to support the family back in Cameroon, we need to be able to earn much more. So it's great advantage and great joy to travel here to Thailand particularly. I came to Thailand because I was encouraged by one of my cousins that it's a good place, and indeed I found out that it was really a wonderful place to live in. The political situation in Cameroon, it's probably very complicated. As simple as it might sound, but in details it's really complicated because we operate in a kind of a democratic system, but we've had just 2 presidents since independence, and whereas other countries probably within that time might have had like 10 presidents. The political situation is a bit tense. Like now we have some problems with the Anglophone and the Francophone regions. It's a very sensitive issue because some people want to separate, some people want to still remain the same, stay the same with Cameroon. And politically, the most problems that we're facing is due to corruption, due to greed, selfishness, because it's not only about the politicians actually, but it's a mindset in everybody. A lot of people, even they will preach something, but when they get into position, into power, they do something different. So we need to change the mindset. The people need to be have to have the love for the country and not to be selfish and not to be individualistic, but to think about the common good of others, put others first and then yourself second. Because we've been in a similar kind of situation or same kind of situation for a very long time, and we've had promises that things will change many times, but nothing is changing. So for example, if I see the way other countries are developing and I see the way my country, it's too slow in the development, and we have so many resources, it's really frustrating. And I just pray that God will make a way sooner or later for a change to occur. I'm not sure about the current statistics, but about more than probably 40% Christians and about the same percentage of Muslims. Maybe one is slightly more than the other, but not by so much. And so Christianity and Islam are probably the mainstream religions, but things are slightly changing because of the hardship that people are facing. So a lot of people are now turning towards God, they're seeking truth, they're seeking answers, because the politicians and the government hasn't been able to give answers, so people are seeking God for answers. I think that the best identity that anybody can ever have is being a child of God. And because the Bible says our citizenship is in heaven. So we are citizens of heaven in as much as we are citizens of our individual countries. So that is the greatest joy, to show the light of Christ, because Christ says we are his ambassadors. We are his representatives, his witnesses here. So we have to reflect our lives, our living, our thoughts, and what we say, what we do should reflect our Christian identity, as well as also standing for our countries, especially when there are no conflicts in the interest. You know, if we're seeking justice and we're seeking freedom, the best justice and the best freedom can only come from God. Yes, because he's a just God, and he gives freedom to us. And we can only truly enjoy that freedom by knowing him, and by knowing what's right, by knowing what's truth. Because Christ says, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. About justice, you know, sometimes the way the world looks at justice is different from the way God looks at justice, because God's justice is kind of a patient justice, but a justice that surely comes. Because if you look all around the world, in many countries, there's so much injustice, and even in the act of the justice, there's injustice in the justice itself. So with corruption, with bribery, with bias and all the like, racism and all kinds of things. So a lot of people cannot find true justice on earth, but God promises us that there will come a time when he is going to judge everybody, and everybody will get what they deserve. I would like to go back and probably invest in my country and do a lot, but I would like to see more stability in the political situation and as well as the economic situation. Then I will go back. But I think most importantly, once there's stability politically, then it's fine. It's safe to invest and to go back. Yeah, because if we wait for economic stability, it's not gonna come that easy, because we have to be part of it. We have to be part of the people bringing in that economic stability. But to do that, we need a political atmosphere that is friendly to development and to investment. Yeah. To my brothers and sisters in Hong Kong, I've been following about the situation in Hong Kong for a long time already. We need to turn to God, especially in very hard times like this. So our faith, our trust, our hope has to be in God, and he's the only answer. Is the answer to every problem that we face. Through prayers, we can make changes. Through prayers, we can change the atmosphere, change the political situation. And even though we may not see direct results, but we continue in prayers, continue in faithfulness, and seeking God, eventually we will get some answers. And so that is my encouragement for you. Do not lose hope. Do not give up, because God is with you, even in the midst of difficulties.